Hey guys, I'm Carling. Welcome to class. Today we're going to seal up any gaps and plug any lingering energy leaks with steady posture and steady breath. When you're ready, let's get started. Let's get started on our shins today. We're going to come into Vajrasana actually. So instead of sitting between the heels, you're going to sit right on top of them. Stack your shoulders over your hips and sit up nice and tall. Rest the hands in your lap and just take 2 or 3 breaths. Just using these first few moments to arrive, to shift your awareness distinctly into the here and the now. Sometimes we show up on our mat and we're here, but we're not really here. So give yourself a few moments to drop in. Slide your awareness into your physical body, into the tangible, into what you can feel. For me, that's usually the inhales and the exhales. It's my first pit stop. Draw your hands onto your belly and just feel the rise and fall, the expansion and the contraction with every single breath. So even if the breath isn't organized, if it's all over the place, don't worry about changing it, adjusting. Instead, just start by noticing. Start to pay attention to how things feel, to where you're at. Tangibly shift the breath a little lower to the base of the diaphragm, shift it away from the collarbones, and filter it all the way through your torso. Drop your energy down and into your hips, grounding yourself. And shift your awareness into this practice, into each individual breath and each individual sensation. 3 more rounds here, inhaling. Easy, simple exhale. And feeling the energy filter through, heavy in the hips, but light in the crown of the head. Get taller between the 2 places. 1 more breath. So as we move today, and as we hold postures, maybe a few of them longer than you would prefer, just want you to pay attention to where your awareness goes, where that chitter-chatter, that chitta-vritti starts to take you, noticing whether it's necessary, because sometimes it very much is, or whether it's noise. Oftentimes we chatter because what else should we be doing? Good. When you're ready, come over on to the toes. You're going to flick them underneath and come into toes pose. So all 10 toes flick underneath, even the little baby pinky toe. Hug the inner ankles together, and then again, sit up nice and tall. This might be really intense, so use the energy and that lift of your body to pull some weight out of your heels. Reach up and out of the effort. You gotta reach the arms overhead, and then grab a hold of opposite elbow, arms just a little bit behind your head, and start to reach up through the triceps, get taller and longer through the sideways. So even though there might be some intensity in the soles of the feet, that spreading of the soles of the feet, of the fascia, see if you can keep pulling that apart, but at the same time lift taller and reach up and out of it, so you stretch all the way through the back of the skull. Good, 1 more breath in, and 1 more breath out. Good, you can keep your arms overhead and work with your balance here if you're already a little bit warm, or use your fingertips on the ground and just press your weight back, come onto the toes and lift the knees up, toe stand. Once you find your balance here, fingertips can stay on the ground forever, it's totally fine, or reach them up and come back to that grip behind the head. Opposite elbow, reach up nice and tall, balance on the very balls of the feet, lift up higher and higher and higher, and then you're gonna keep drawing that energy up. Right? As you reach through the crown of the head, you're not going anywhere yet. Pulling yourself in 2 directions, elbows up, toes down, and then keep drawing your elbows up with so much vigor that it pulls you all the way to stand. Good. Heels to the mat. Release the arms, hands to heart center. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Good. Wiggle your feet a little bit wider and slide your way to the top third of the mat if you're not already there. So feet about hip-width distance rather than big toes to touch. I find this gives you much more grounding through your feet. Big toes to touch for many of us doesn't quite fit the width of your legs, your hips, your bones, your body, so you got to work with what you got. Wiggle the feet a little wider and find steadiness. Inhale, reach the arms up, take a full breath in, maybe the palms touch. And then exhale, fold forward, hinge at the hips, bend the knees as you fold. Find some softness and allow for more space. Hands to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Again, knees can stay bent the whole time. Exhale, fold, release. Inhale, rise up to stand. Fingertips to the sky, palms to touch all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Couple half Surya A's, just warming things up. Inhale, reach up. Let your breath guide you. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise up. Fingertips to the sky. Shift your gaze up towards your thumbs. Lift the low belly. Get taller. And then exhale, hands to heart center. One more like that. Reach the arms up. Big, wide wingspan. Exhale, hinge over the hips. Shift the butt back and fold. Bend your knees along the way. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Find the rhythm. Inhale, rise up. Arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Steady the weight into your feet. Sit the hips low, Utkatasana, chair pose. Reach the arms up. Right, first chair of the practice. Sometimes it's hard to coax yourself a little deeper, so see if you can rock some weight into your heels. Draw the shins back and underneath you. Sit the thigh bones down and then reach up through the arms, get taller. That same sort of balance of energy. Reach up through the upper body and down through the hips. Pull yourself in two different directions. See if it's possible. I bet that it is. Take one more breath. Rise up onto the toes. Stay in the intensity. No, it's not forever. And sit the hips back towards the heels. Toe stand. Hands to heart center. You've been here before. Find your balance, steady yourself. Find a steady gaze, maybe right down the tip of your nose. Even close the eyes if everything feels really spot on today. Good, you're gonna stay in your toe stand, but I want you to lift your hips just 3 inches. So lift the hips off the heels, 3 inches, go right to that tough spot. If it's hard, you're in the right spot. And then lift a little bit higher and stay there. Take a breath in, take a breath out. One more breath in. And breath out, heels to the earth, fold all the way forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Good, stay in your forward fold, reach the arms back around behind you, interlace the fingers, whichever thumb on top is most comfortable is good with me. And then you're gonna press the heel of the palm together, reach the knuckles up and overhead, ring out your shoulders, relax through the neck, drop the crown of the head towards the earth. Good. Create room for yourself. If you need more space, you can always wiggle your feet a little wider, make room for your belly, for your chest, for your boobs, whatever's in there. Instead of trying to fold into yourself and compress, instead give yourself space. Be honest with what you need. Right? If too much rigidity is forcing your brain to compensate with too much chatter, then just give yourself more space. Space in your body, space in your mind. Keep reaching the knuckles overhead, shoulders onto the back. 2 more breaths. Good. Release the hands to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Reach the collarbones forward, Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, plant the palms and step back, downward facing dog. 1 foot at a time. Hips reach up and back. Pedal at the feet a few times. Find length, the balance between the push of the hands and the pull of the thigh bones. Reach the top of the thigh way up into the back of the hip socket. Relax your head and your neck, gaze back at your big toes. And keep pulling the inner thighs back, then reach the inner ankles towards the earth. Good. Inhale, reach your right leg up to the sky. Right foot's going to take a big step way to the outside of your right hand. It might go off your mat, it's okay. Drop your left knee. Reach your chest through the arms. So a wide low lunge. You can even pop up onto the fingertips. Pull your heart through, lengthen it out, little extra space. Good. Plant your palms, and then your left foot, your back foot's going to step way to the outside of your left hand into an active squat. So not a passive one. Stay up high, a little bit more like goddess or horse stance. Reach the arms out to counterbalance. Drop the hips straight down, strong legs. Good. Take 1 more breath in. And then exhale, stand all the way up. Squeeze the glutes at the very top, hands to heart center. Exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up, thumbs to the sky. Exhale, sit low, active squat. Use the strength of the glutes to pull the knees apart, sit a little lower. And then inhale, hands to the earth. And you're going to step back the same way you got here. So left foot, and then right foot, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts to the sky. Left foot pulls forward, step it to the outside of your left hand. Drop your right knee and reach the chest through the arms, maybe onto the fingertips. Lengthen the heart forward, create space for yourself. Right, so the wide stance, give yourself a little bit more room to reach, to pull through. And then right foot steps out to the outside of the right hand. Sit the hips low, active squat. Arms reach out, counterbalance, sit a little lower, take an extra breath. Exhale, stand all the way up, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, sit low. Hands to the earth. Step your way back, downward facing dog. Right foot, left foot, pull the hips up and back. Full breath in, come back to center. And full breath out. Roll forward, high plank, shoulders over your wrists. Look forward, we're going to take a vinyasa together. So as you look forward, use your exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Exhale, push back up, high plank. Drop your knees and your forearms. Keep looking forward, set the shoulders on your back, and then pull through, upward facing dog. Remember, you don't have to go super low. Pull through with strength, downward facing dog. Good, one more stepping like that. Inhale, reach your right leg up to the sky. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. No lunge this time, left foot to the outside of the left hand. Little speedier. Sit your hips low, active squat, inhale. Exhale, stand all the way up, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, sit low. Inhale, hands to the earth. Step foot back, one at a time, downward facing dog, and then right onto the second side, left leg lifts. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Right foot to the outside of your right hand. Active squat, sit low, reach up. Exhale, stand up. Inhale, look up, reach the fingertips to the sky, and exhale, sit back down, active squat, strong legs. Inhale, hands to the earth. Step back one foot at a time, downward facing dog. Take a full breath, come back to center. And then inhale, roll forward, high plank, shoulders over your wrists. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Keep exhaling, push back up, high plank. Knees and forearms drop. Shift the weight through, upward facing dog or low cobra. Downward facing dog, exhale. You're going to take 2 rounds like that, but instead of stepping, you're welcome to hop. So if you want to float both feet to the outside of your hands right into active squat, that's an option as well. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, step or float, active squat. Feet land, reach the arms up, inhale. Exhale all the way to stand. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, sit low. Inhale, hands to the earth. This time right through your vinyasa. So plant the arms, bend the elbows so there's a little buoyancy, chest reaches forward, butt reaches back. Right through your vinyasa, right to chaturanga. Full push-up and through to your back bend. Inhaling at the top. Exhale, pulls you back, downward facing dog. One breath. Good, lift your gaze forward. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, step or float, feet to active squat. Set the feet down, reach the arms up, inhale. Exhale all the way to stand, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, sit low. Inhale, hands to the earth. Plant the hands firmly, shift your weight into the arms, into the shoulders, accept the weight, and then when you're ready, use your exhale, hop back through your vinyasa. Pull through upward facing dog or low cobra, inhale. All the way back, downward facing dog, exhale. And downward facing dog, take an extra 2 breaths here, steady yourself. Pull the legs back, push the hands into the earth. Good, start to tiptoe the feet all the way up to the top of the mat. Bring them into that wider stance, hip width distance apart. Bend the knees and fold all the way forward. And then press into the feet, roll up to stand, head comes up very last. Slide your way through each and every vertebra. Arms up to the sky when you hit the top, inhale. And exhale, hands to heart center. Good, set the hips low, right into chair pose. So stable chair, the only difference here again is that our feet are about hip width distance apart instead of big toes coming to touch, right? Give yourself a little bit more space, a little bit more room to breathe and some buoyancy. Sit the hips lower, lower, lower. Reach the arms up. Good, from your stable chair, shift a little weight into your right foot and just pick up the left. And then shift a little weight into your left foot and pick up the right. One more like that, shift it into the right foot. Hover the left, and into the left foot, hover the right. Good, one more stable chair, both feet into the earth, reach the arms up, inhale. Exhale, fold, let it go. Uttanasana, all the way over the thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Press into the feet, strong legs, bend the knees, drop the tailbone down, and then roll up to stand. Head comes up over shoulders, very last, arms up to the sky, inhale. And exhale, hands to heart center. Sit your hips low, chair pose right away. Arms to the sky. Keep the feet nice and steady. Right foot stays where it is. Hover the left foot. Maybe you just come onto the toe to start, lift the heel. And then pick up the left knee, draw it into your chest, and slowly but surely, you're going to step your left foot way to the back of the mat. Light as you can. Arms can reach forward to counterbalance. Slow yourself down. Crescent lunge is where you end up. Reach the arms to the sky. Sit the weight down into your hips. Reach the arms up. One more breath. Good, we're going to reverse it. Go exactly the opposite direction. So arms reach forward. Pull yourself through. Left foot to the earth. Try not to stand up and come out of it. Reach the arms up. Shift the weight into the left foot. Right knee into the chest. Counterbalance your weight. So reach the chest forward to lighten the load on your back leg. Lightly, slowly, but surely, right toes to the earth. Crescent lunge. Reach the arms up. Settle the hips down. One more breath. Good, lean back forward. You're going to step way up to your stable chair. Find the center, reach the arms up, inhale. And then exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Good, from your Uttanasana forward fold, reach your arms back behind you and put the opposite thumb on top. Press the feet down into the earth. Reach the knuckles overhead. Wring out the shoulders. You can bend the knees, sway a little side to side. Maybe put a little baby bend in the elbows, especially if you veer towards the hypermobile end of the spectrum. And with your next breath, release the grip on the hands. Sit the hips low right away, chair pose. Arms reach up. Sit the thighs low. Shift the weight into your right foot. Left foot lifts. Hover it. Step back with control. You've already been here once. See if you can slow it down. Left foot to the back of the mat. Crescent lunge is where you'll land. Long stance, arms to the sky. One breath in. And then on your exhale, roll your left heel to the earth. Open up your arms, warrior two. Good. Settle your weight a little bit further forward. And then pull your right hip back. Draw it underneath you till you feel your right hamstring turn on. Dig your right heel into the ground and scrub it back underneath. Find a little stability and then sit a little lower. Good. Interlace your hands behind your back. So this time, right thumb on top. Reach your knuckles down. Puff up the chest. Breathe across your collarbones. Take a full breath in. Good. On your exhale, you're going to fold to the inside of your right thigh. Humble warrior. Knuckles reach up and over. You've been in this shape before with the arms. Can you stay steady in the feet and keep them active? Resist the urge to kick your right butt cheek way out to the right. Instead, hug it towards the midline. Press the outer edge of the left foot into the mat, and then dip your head a little lower. Doesn't matter where it gets. Instead, can you find length in the side waist? From the right hip to the right armpit, get taller and longer. Good. Legs stay exactly the same. Release the arms, and walk the arms out on the diagonal towards the top left corner of your mat, walking them out longer and longer and longer. It's like a combination of downward facing dog in the arms and warrior two in the legs. Keep pulling your right thigh bone back and underneath you. Scoop the right butt cheek under and aim it towards the arch of your left foot. Find a marriage between the two. See if you can fit those two shapes into each other. Draw everything to the center so you stay nice and steady. Take one more breath. And one more exhale. Good. Stay this low. Walk your hands forward towards the top of the mat. Roll onto your left toes. And you're going to take a big step forward, big leap into your right foot. Left foot to the top of the mat. Utkatasana, chair pose. Right, only two sides. Sit the hips a little lower. And then right away, weight into your left foot, right knee into your chest. Slow it down as you reach back with your right toes. Crescent lunge is where you're landing lightly as you can. Arms to the sky, take a breath in. Warrior two, take a breath out. Settle the hips down. Find that work in the legs. So instead of just going here, because you've gone to warrior two maybe a trillion times before, can you be distinctly here? Can you drop into this moment, this warrior two? Press the left heel down, pull it underneath you. Hug that left hip back and under. Find stability. And then interlace the hands behind your back. This time left thumb on top. Reach the knuckles down, lift the heart. And then exhale, fold to the inside of the left leg. You can bow your head down. Hug your left hip into the midline. It's going to want to kick out to the left side of your mat. Squeeze it in and then press the outer edge of your right foot down into the mat. Lift the inner arch and find stability. Keep reaching the crown of the head down. Doesn't matter if it touches, but can you find a little softness through the jaw, the neck? Good. Legs stay exactly the same. Release the arms and walk them out on the right. So straighten the arms, keep walking out longer and longer. It's like you're trying to pull your spine out of your pelvis and get taller. Keep tractioning yourself out. Walk the hands out far and then push your hips back, hug them into the middle. 2 more breaths. Good, stay this low. Crawl your hands back towards the top of the mat. Wiggle the fingertips out in front of you, and then again, big step into your left foot. Press the left heel down and pull yourself forward. Chair pose, sit the hips low. Last bit, reach the arms up, take a breath. And then press into the feet, this time all the way to stand, hands to heart center. Roll the shoulders onto the back, take a full breath in, and open the mouth, exhale. Good, slide the weight into your right foot. And your left foot's gonna come up into tree pose. So for this first one, you can grab a hold of the left ankle and pull the foot up as high as it's gonna go. So wherever you usually go for your tree pose, the one that makes you feel really good and solid that you've done before, that you're comfortable with. Hands to heart center, find your balance. Create a relationship between your legs. So press your inner left foot into the inner right thigh and press your inner right thigh into the inner left foot. Pull everything together and then draw that energy up through the low belly, all the way up through the crown of the head. Maybe reach the arms up to the sky. Take a breath in and get taller. Good. Nothing else is going to move. You're just going to unhook your foot and take a floating tree. Gently release. See if you can keep it as high as possible. Stick with your balance. Not much has changed. Keep pulling that left knee up and keep opening the left hip. Use the strength of the glutes to keep turning it open. Good. Take one more breath, and then we're going to come back into tree, but you're not going to use your hands. So maybe it goes as high as it did before, or maybe it goes way down to the earth, or maybe it lands on the knee or the calf or anywhere in between. But wherever it can go, no hands. Right? Let go of the ego of where you think your tree needs to be. Bring your hands to heart center and just balance. Slide your shoulders down your back. Come back to that relationship between your legs, between your inner thighs. Draw it up and in. Notice if you can be okay wherever this tree landed. Take one more breath. And then slowly with control, left foot to the earth. Right away, second side. Right knee comes up and in, Vrikshasana. So put your right foot wherever you like it to be. The tree that sort of strokes your ego that you're used to, that sounds good. And then reach the arms up. Find your balance between the two. Draw right to left and left to right. And then press your foot into the earth and reach the arms up. So in all different directions, find your balance. Good. Everything stays the same. You're just going to unhook that right leg, floating tree. Keep it as high as you can. That relationship still exists between the two. You're just not touching. So can you find the magnetism? Keep working that right leg. Don't let it just dangle. And then with no hands and minimal ego, set it right back wherever it lands. Lift your upper body up. Ground through all 4 corners of your standing foot. 2 breaths, maybe hands to heart center. Steady yourself here. Good. Slowly with control, right foot to the earth. Shake it out. You can roll out the ankles, bend one knee and then the other. Let it go. Good. Step back, another foot or so on your mat so you've got a little runway in front of you, and then you're going to rise up onto your toes, hands to heart center. Right, your feet have already been working. You've got lots of roots dug into the ground, so stick with that all the way through the balls of the feet, through the toes, and then lower all the way onto your hips, toe stand. Good. Find your balance here. And then hands can stay at heart center, or if you want that counterbalance, the same thing we worked with that crescent lunge, you can reach the arms forward, but lean the upper body back because we're going to lightly tap the knees to the earth. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Hands can always help. Once the knees find the earth, lift up, rise up, Ustrasana, camel pose. Arms to the sky, take a breath in. And then exhale, cactus the arms, lift the chest, scoop the shoulder blades up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Sit your hips right back on your heels. Same thing, you're going to pick up the knees this time. So maybe one, and then the other. Or if that feels really good, keep with that counterbalance action. Lean the weight back. Pick the legs up, find your balance. Good, just like that, one more time. Lean the upper body back, the knees forward, lightly, 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 knees to the earth. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Pull the hands back to heart center. In one fluid motion, lean back, pick up the knees. Good, this time drop the heels, but not the butt. Split the knees a little wider, make space for yourself. Reach the arms forward to counterbalance. So pull yourself through your arms, heels to the earth, make room. Good, back onto the toes. We're gonna put everything together. Drop the knees. Lift the chest, arms up. Exhale, cactus. Pull the hands to heart center, lean back, pop the knees off the earth. And then drop the heels, but not the butt. Reach the arms forward. Last one, all the way up onto the toes. Lightly as you can, drop the knees. Rise up. Camel pose, this time untuck the toes. Pull the arms to your side waist, scoop up the heart with the shoulder blades lifted a little higher, and then stay here an extra 3 breaths. So you can keep the arms out wide, floating. You can bring them to your low back, or slide them all the way down to your heels. Whatever your variation of camel looks like is a good place to be. Find some expansion through the chest, just like we've been doing all class. Pull the heart up, push the shins down, create more space in between those 2 places. Can you elongate everything, even the breath? 2 more rounds. Good, 1 more inhale, so 2.5 rounds. And then the exhale, pull everything back together, draw your front ribs down to your hip points. Powerful exhale, sit back on the heels, hands to heart center or in your lap. Take a breath in. And open the mouth, exhale. Good, 1 more breath in. This time soft through the nose, exhale. So we can stay right where we are. Virasana might be plenty for a lot of bodies, so you can split the knees or the feet a little wider and slide your butt right between the heels if it feels okay on the knees. If it doesn't feel okay on the knees today or ever, skip it. Move the knees a little bit wider. Either staying upright, this might be plenty, or go ahead and start to come onto your back, Supta Virasana. So you can climb the hands back behind you. You can always slide a block or a bolster. Give yourself a little padding. Start to work things back. Maybe the head drops. Maybe the back body finds the earth. Resist the urge to push or pull yourself anywhere too dramatic. Keep pressing the shins down. Find some length through the front body, even if it pops your butt up, and drop your tailbone towards the back of your knees. Once you can solidify the lower body, then start to draw the front ribs towards the back body. Pull everything down. Arms can stay by your side or up and overhead. Grab opposite elbow. And just 3 breaths here. Inhaling. Pull it together. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Expand. Find a little length, a little lift. Exhale. Draw it back together. Last one. Inhale. Reach. Exhale. Everything to the middle. Good. With control, you're going to start to walk yourself back upright. Maybe one hand to a heel, one hand to a heel, palm, palm, all the way up. Good. Slide your hands forward, cross your ankles, and roll over the shins. We're going to come all the way onto our backs. You can grab a hold of the backs of your thighs, and just gently lower yourself down, rolling all the way down the spine. Good. So options here. We're going to take 2 back bends. Either bridge. You're welcome to plant the feet. Shoulders lift the hips. You can slide a block underneath if you want a little bit more passivity in your practice now. Or flip the palms, or Urdhva. So wherever you choose to go, it's up to you. Decide based on what you need, not based on what you did yesterday or what you want to do tomorrow, what you think you should do today. Instead, take a moment, take a breath or 2, and feel into what sounds good, what your body is actually craving, instead of what you think you're supposed to do here. When you're ready, exhale out all the air. Use your inhale, press into the feet, strength of the legs to take you up, whether it's bridge or wheel. Inhale all the way into the shape. Good. Lift your chest. Keep pulling the shins back and underneath you. Pull the inner thighs towards one another and then roll them down towards the ground underneath you. Let's grab the feet apart on the ground and then press your chest through. If you're in wheel, take 1 more breath. Exhale, lower down, close everything off. Good, hips to the earth. Relax your arms, 2 breaths between the rounds. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, last round, last effort here. Up to you where you want to go. Press the feet down, slide a block underneath, take passive bridge, or when you're ready, flip your palms, or Urdhva. Last wheel pose. Press into the hands, wrap the triceps in, hug everything to the midline, and then strength of the legs, the hamstrings, the glutes start to lift you up. Use your inhale, go for it. Good, steady your breath, 5 breaths wherever you end up. Notice if there is resistance, whether it's in the body and it should be listened to, or whether it's in the mind, and if you can overcome it with a breath, even if it's just for 1 or 2. And last inhale. Exhale slowly with control. Tuck the chin, lower all the way down. Good, hips to the earth. Wiggle your feet wider than the mat. Drop the knees into the center, constructive rest. Maybe drop one hand and the other across the body. Give yourself a hug. Take a breath in, fill up the arms. Open the mouth, take a breath out, soften the back. Good, one more like that. Inhale, fill everything up. And open mouth, exhale. Relax the arms at your side. You can stay here in constructive rest as long as you want, as long as you've got today. Or you can slide out and take shavasana. Wherever you end up, see if you can rest the back of the skull heavy into the earth. Feel everything support you, all of these connections down into the ground. And even as you slow the body, can you continue to slow the mind? And as you settle the breath down, you might settle the heart rate down. And keep that level of observation, of checking in, so that even throughout your day, as you come off your mat, you can assess, is it necessary or is it noise? It might change, but it's always up to you. Feel free to stay as long as you have today. Close your practice down. Reacclimate when you're ready. Thank you for joining me on your mat today. Namaste.